Namaskar. Yesterday we discussed about the first part of the lesson, the physical features of India, and we discussed about the different landforms, tectonic plate movement. Another side we discussed about the formation of the Himalayas, northern plains, peninsular plateau, and there we discussed in detail the Himalayas. I hope all you people read the topic thoroughly, and I also hope that you people won't have any doubts. Suppose if you people are having doubt, please clarify your doubts. Don't take the doubts in bundle along with you. So try to find out answer and try to solve your problems then and there itself. Okay. So with that hope, all you people are daily sitting at your home and learning, and keep on learning and learning. So out of that, I also have that great confidence and faith on you that you people are having the correct water follow-up. So now, today I am going to discuss about the most important part of the Himalayas. So one is left over. That is, what is that? The regional division of the Himalayas. Last class we discussed what type of division? Can anyone of you tell me what type of division? Yes. Longitudinal division we discussed, namely the Great Himalayas, Inner Himalayas and the Outer Himalayas. Today we are going to discuss about the regional division. What is that? Where are the Himalayas found? Out of that, we are beautifully dividing the Himalayas based on that regional location. For example, how can we do that? See, the area which lies between River Indus to Sutlej. River Indus to Sutlej, that area is called by the name. Then you are seeing the map. So that is the northern part. You know that the northern part, that is full, the watered by the River Indus and its tributaries. So all these areas called by the name, that is Punjab Plain. So this area is Punjab, you know that is we are calling it as Punjab Plain, or so when you are going still further, Kashmir or then Himachal. So we can call it by three names. Where are they located? Punjab Plain or Kashmir Plain or Himachal Plain. So which area? Come on, tell me. The area which lies between the River Indus and Sutlej. That area is called as Punjab Plain. Okay. Now let us go to the area which lies between River Sutlej and up to what river? That is Kali. So that area, so before Nepal, that area is called as Kumaon. Kumaon Himalayas. So actually don't confuse yourself. KK. So take this little bit memory point in your mind. Kali and Kumaon. So from Sutlej to Kali, that area is called as Kumaon Himalayas. Number 3, from Kali to Tista. From Kali to Tista, so we know that we are coming to Nepal. So that part of the Himalayas called as Nepal Himalayas. So from which river to which river? That is Kali to Tista. So Kali to Tista, that area is called as what? Nepal Himalayas. Okay, good. And now the Himalayas, it is very beautifully dancing and going, and then it is entering into Assam. There it is what? Reaching up to Dihang. So from River Tista to Dihang, that area is called by the name Assam Himalayas. Okay, good. See how many divisions we are having? 4 regional divisions we are having. Number 1, from River Indus to Sutlej, otherwise called by the name Punjab Plain or Kashmir Plain or Himachal Plain. From Sutlej to Kali, we are calling that area as what? Kumaon Himalayas. From Kali to Tista, that area is called as Nepal Himalayas. From Tista to Dihang, that river is in Assam, we know that. So there it is called by the name what? Assam Himalayas. See, our part of discussion regarding the Himalayas left to be incompleted without the discussion of Purvanchal. What indicate this Purvanchal? We know that when the Himalayas running from, that is where, west to east. After that, they are taking one north to south, that is movement. So from north to south, one long stretch of Himalayas running, and that part lies in the eastern side of India or northeastern side of India. So we are calling that group of hills as Purvanchal. So what is that group of hills? Patkaibam, Naga Hills, Manipur Hills and Mizo Hills, even Lushai. And along with that, three important mountain chain, Kashi, Garo and Jaintia. You know that Bangladesh, above the Bangladesh, in between Assam, we are having these three mountain chain that is called by the name Kashi, Garo and Jaintia. So totally we are calling these mountain ranges in one single word, that is Purvanchal. Because this mountain lies to the northeast side of India, so we are calling it as Purvanchal. So what are the hills constituting Purvanchal? Patkaiban, Naga Hills, Manipur Hills and Mizo Hills. These together called by the name Purvanchal. Shall I give you a question? Okay. Write the regional divisions of the Himalayas. Write the regional divisions of the Himalayas. Number 2. Define Purvanchal. Define Purvanchal. Now let us getting ready to discuss about the second important physical features of India, namely the great northern plains. How are the northern plains formed? Last class we discussed that the main important agents like the rivers Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra, they are the main agents through which the northern plains are being formed. And what about its area? Just imagine 7 lakh square kilometer comprised of northern plains stretching from west to east. Such a huge arc of land covered by what? This alluvial soil and called by the name the northern plains. Okay. Whenever we are ready to think about plain, then what are the features attached to that? Because in 10th also you will get one question, the size of the population or the distribution of railways or roadways depending upon physiographic divisions. Discuss. So there some points are very, very important for us. What are the points? Whenever we are thinking about plain, you know that. What do you mean by plain? Plain area, level area, surfaced area. Okay, what are the features we are having there? Number 1, very, very important, that the soil is so rich and fertile. That area is covered with what? Rich, fertile soil. Number 2. What about the climatic condition? Climatic condition is so favorable or feasible climatic condition for the survival of human being. This is number 2. Number 3, very, very important, needed one, availability of water. All you people are accepting with me, no? Without water, can we survive? No. Is there any supplementary for or supplement to water? No supplement. So water is water. We know that water is so precious. Today we are facing the water scarcity. Am I right? Are you facing or not? Yes. Water scarcity we are facing. So in order to get away from that, what we have to do? Come on, tell me what we have to do. We have to use the water judiciously. We have to save the water and we have to save the planet. I have to stress that point also here. And then, so water is very, very important. Without water, the survival of human being is not at all possible. And when these three, one side fertile soil, another side climatic condition favorable, water also abundant, then what should be the next one? Agriculture. Agricultural activities, so fantastic. When all these things are plus, automatically supporting huge size of population. Where you are having all these facilities, then people are ready to go and settle there. Is there anybody is ready to go and settle in any remotest desert area or in any hilly area? Are you ready to go and settle there? No. We are in need of some basic requirements where we are getting all those things. There we want to settle ourselves. Likewise, northern plain in India, it is a thickly populated area in India. Which plain? Northern plain. So, it should come in cycle. Rich soil, climate, water, agriculture, population. Population needed what? The soil should be there, climatic conditions should be there, availability of water, agriculture. Then the population should be there. So this is an important feature of northern plains. Again, riverine. You are having one very interesting term I put here as an adjective, riverine. So island, you know that. What is an island? When an area land is covered by water on all sides, then we may call it as an island. So you also know that we are living in the island, so Andaman Nicobar Island, so we are very familiar with that. Then what is this riverine island? Yes, the riverine island, let us imagine that when the rivers, they are coming in what? Great rush and push and hush in the initial course. When it enters into the lower course, there we are calling the river's age as what? Old age. There the rivers are turned into what? So slow, sluggish and lazy. So very difficult for the rivers to carry the soil what they carried along with them. So they are ready to deposit the soil there. So thereby when the soil is deposited by the river and surrounded by the river water, such a type of island called as riverine islands. What do you mean by riverine islands? The islands which are formed by the rivers. At where? In their lower course. Why? Due to the gentle slope. Because of the slope, the river speed is getting to be what? Slowing down. So there they are ready to deposit the soil. There we are having the riverine islands. Can you tell me the most important inhabited, largest, that is riverine island in the world? In the world. I am asking in the world. Yes, we have to feel proud of that because India we are having that Majuli. Majuli, this is a most important, largest riverine inhabited islands formed by river Brahmaputra. Who formed this riverine island? River Brahmaputra. What is the importance of that? That is the largest inhabited riverine islands in the world. Got the idea? Okay, now let us go for this very important tributaries and distributaries. You might know about the difference between tributary and distributary. Can you? Any one of you? We know that what is the difference between these two? When the main river, it is running like this very beautifully in its course. When the river, it becomes what? Very slow and in its longer course and last course. So when the river it becomes very slow, then it is ready to distribute its water through small channels. So very difficult to carry the water because of the water soil. So these rivers they are dividing from the main river, the water is getting to be divided. So distributing from the main river, the water is distributed. So because of the distributary, the volume of the main river kya hoega? Decrease. Water from the main river, it will what? Decrease. And what do you mean by tributary? When the main river it is going and many other rivers, they are coming and joining with the main river. They are tributing their water, they are donating their water to the main river. That is why we are calling them as what? Tributary. Because of the tributary, the volume of the water in the river, kya hoega? It will increase. Distributary, the volume of the water level decreases. But in distributary, the volume of the water level increases. Very best example regarding distributary, river Damodar. River Damodar, Ganga ka very important distributary. Tributary, we are having many tributaries. Last year also you have discussed in 8th standard also. River Ganga, that is Chambal, Gara and then Garo. Very interesting that Gagra, Gandak, all this. And another side we are having Indus River tributary. Like Zeelam, Chenab, Ravi, Byas, Sutlej. So tributaries, you should know that the small rivers, they are tributing their water to the main river. Thereby the main river water level getting to be increasing. But in distributary, when the river it comes in the lower course, the river is becoming sluggish, difficult to move along with a huge load of sand. So they are ready to deposit their sand. That is why they are forming what? See here, delta. Deltas, you know that in that is Greek word, the Greek letter, this is called delta. So here the river in the because of distributary, what formation is there? That is a delta type formation of a plain that is also formed because of what? The distributaries. Now let us discuss that the northern plains formed by three important plains. What are they? Number 1, the Punjab plain. Number 2, Ganga plain. Number 3, Brahmaputra plain. Punjab plain plus Ganga plus Brahmaputra plain is equal to northern plain. So northern plain, it is comprised of these three important plains. We know that the Punjab plain, the river watered by the river Indus and its tributaries. River Indus along with its tributaries Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Sutlej. All these rivers watering that area, that is why we are calling it as Punjab. Panch means 5 and then Ab means water. That area is watered by 5 rivers. That is why we are calling that area as what? Punjab, that plain. And Doab. This area is noted for Doab. What do you mean by Doab? Doab means 2. Ab means water, meaning the area which is lying between two water bodies. So when that area is called as Doab. For example, suppose if the river Yamuna and then the river water Ganga. So in between, this area is called Doab. The area which is lying between the two water bodies, rivers called as Doab. So this area is noted for Doab. So Punjab plain, we know that it is a fertile plain. Number 2, Ganga plain. The Ganga plain is watered by river Ganga and its tributaries. We will see that discuss in detail about the drainage pattern, but we should know that the main river Ganga and its tributaries Gagra and then what Kasi, Gondak, all this along with the southern tributaries Chambal, Betwa, Ken and so on. These are all the rivers watering that Ganga plain along with what river Yamuna. And number 3, Brahmaputra plain. The Brahmaputra plain is watered by the river Brahmaputra along with its tributaries like Lohit, Dihang, Dibang, all these rivers tributaries watering that area Brahmaputra plain. So that plain area already we discussed that noted for rich soil and thick population. The northern plains comprised of 3 important plains, Punjab, that is Ganga plain and Brahmaputra plain. Here one very important wondering feature, always we are thinking that the northern plain, it is a leveled area, surfaced area, but the reality is not like that. In northern plain also we are seeing up and downs and variations in the relief or relief feature. How? Let us see that 4 important divisions are there. What are they? Number 1, Babar region. Number 2, Terai. Number 3, Banga. And number 4, Khadar. These 4. What do you mean by Babar? Actually, let us already we discussed about 3 important mountain ranges. The Great Himalayas, Lesser and then Outer Himalayas. After that, below the Shivalik range, parallel, near about 8 to 16 kilometers, the rivers, they are depositing the pebbles, and that is small, very big pieces and small pieces what they carried. So thereby in that region we couldn't see rivers. Only you have to see only what the pebbles are deposited by the rivers, so nothing more than that. That area called by the name Babar region. After that, the Terai. There one beautiful changes or changeover took place. What is that? The rivers are re-emerging. After the Babar region, the rivers are having that chances to come up. When the rivers are coming up, there we are seeing that the area is always wet and then what? Marshy, swampy. So that area always kya rahega? Gila gila rahega. So wet rahega, marshy rahega and swampy. Noted for forest, natural wealth, wildlife. Very important that area is full of thick forest. Now we know that because of the increasing in the population, the forests are cut down. That area is turned into agricultural land. So forests are converted into agricultural land in that Terai region. And very important, you might have heard about the famous national park, Dudhwa National Park, that is located there. What is the name of the national park? Dudhwa. You might have heard about so many national parks. In 8th you had studied that very important national parks, Jim Corbett National Park, Ranthambore, and then what? Manas. All these important national parks you might have discussed. Here the Dudhwa National Park, it is new to you people. This park located in this Terai region. After that, we are having two categories of alluvial soil. In 10th standard also you are getting a question on the basis of age, how can you classify the alluvial soil, differentiate them. On the basis of age, we can divide the alluvial soil into two categories, Bangar and Khadar. See, Bangar, we know that Bangar means old. Always this Bangar soil, it appeared away from the river bed. You know that river bed, when the rivers are coming and before mingling into the sea, they are depositing the soil there. Here, no deposition work. Once upon a time deposited, after that, continuous deposition work is not going on. That is why that soil itself called as Bangar or old alluvium soil. Contrast to that, Khadar, new alluvium soil. It is deposited nearer to the river beds. Every year, fresh and fresh and fresh, that is what deposition work is going on. So that soil is new. So then, when the soil is old, you know that because of erosion, fine particles washed out, only you can see the pebbles, calcareous, that is elements, or the calcium carbonate, like such a thing, you could see there. But here in Khadar, you see that so sundar, that is interesting soil, full of what, silt, clay, alluvium. So that soil is so fresh. Number 3, very interesting. So because of pebbles and all these things, the soil is quite natural, less fertile. But soil is more fertile. Then at what point should come? That is not good for cultivation. But this is quite interesting, good for cultivation. So the Bangar, not fit for cultivation, but Khadar, it is very good for cultivation. So on the basis of age, we can classify the alluvial soil into 2. In total, how many points are there? How many regions are there? On the base of relief, northern plain. That is, don't confuse that in Himalayas also we are discussed, and now we are discussing in northern plain. Don't get to be confused that northern plain relief features, we are having 4 categories. Number 1, Babar, next below the Shivalik range, next to the Tarai region, after that Bangar and Khadar. These 3, that is 4 important categories we are seeing in the relief feature of the northern plains. See, the third important physical feature of India is the peninsular plateau. What do you mean by peninsular? Island, you know that when the land area covered by all sides by water, then we are calling it as an island. Suppose if an area, it is covered by water on all sides, but one side by land, then that is called peninsula. Here you know that India is covered 3 sides by water. One side we are having what? Arabian Sea, and then Bay of Bengal, and then what? Indian Ocean. So 3 sides covered by water and 1 side by land. So we may call this entire portion as what? Peninsular plateau. Actually, regarding peninsular plateau, we are having 2 divisions, meaning central highland plus Deccan plateau is equal to peninsular plateau. So there are 2, central highlands and then Deccan plateau. Which area is called as central highland? From the name itself we could guess it out. Centrally located, that to highland. Highland means all the plateaus. Malwa plateau, Bandalkhand, Bahelkhand, Chota Nagpur plateau. All these plateau region together called as central highland. So centrally located but highland, higher from the sea level. That is why from here the rivers are originating like Chambal, Betwa, Ken and so on, and joining with the river Ganga. That's a beauty. So from south they are going and joining with the north. So that shows what? This area is higher than that part. That is why we are calling it as central highland. So central highland generally located between the river, that is what? Mountain range Aravalli up to where? That is eastern part. So totally called as central highland. We know that plateau region made up of what? Igneous and metamorphic rocks along with crystalline rocks. And that is north of the river Narmada, called by the name Central Highland, and to south of the river Narmada, called by the name Deccan Plateau. So Deccan Plateau, it is a tabular landform. This is also made up of what? Igneous and metamorphic and lava rocks. And very interesting that Deccan Plateau noted for black soil, particularly Gujarat and Maharashtra region noted for black soil, good for cotton cultivation. Now, In the Peninsular Plateau, it is our duty to discuss about the Western and Eastern Ghats. Ghats, nothing but the mountain chain is called by the name Ghats. One mountain chain, it runs parallel to the bay, that is one side Arabian Sea. The one continuous mountain, you see this, then you could guess it out that one continuous chain, unbroken. So regular, continuous, unbroken. Only passes are there. So like Balkat and then Palkat passes. So no chances for discontinuity. So this is, it lies in which direction? Come on, tell me. This is what direction it lies? Yes, west. So it is Western Ghats. Another one mountain chain, it runs from what? North to south here. That is from where? From Mahanadi. River Mahanadi plain up to where? Up to river Krishna and then there near about Nilgiris. I could better use this word, Nilgiris. Up to this area, one mountain chain. When from the picture you could guess it out that broken, discontinuous, irregular. So this Eastern Ghats, discontinuous, irregular, and then what? Broken. Why? Because so many rivers, they are forming from the Western Ghats and entering into the Bay of Bengal. We know that all the rivers, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, and then what? Pennar, all these rivers. Only Narmada and Tapi, they are starting from Amargantak Plateau and entering into the Arabian Sea. South Indian rivers. So because of this, the Eastern Ghats discontinuous or broken. So the Western Ghats, that is from west Gujarat up to Kanyakumari, I could say that. So that continuous chain called by the name Western Ghats. But nomenclature, this Western Ghats height is what? Very high. Oh, what about the height? See, regarding height, see Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats. So height, it is near about 900 to 1600 meters from the sea level. But here it is only 600 meters height. And then regarding that continuity, what? That is continuous. Here discontinuous. And number 3, the height increases from north to south. The height of the Western Ghats increases from north to south. That is why Aanemudi, the highest peak, lies in the south. So here the very interesting fact that the mountain ranges from north to south, but the height increases from north to south. That is why Aanemudi lies in the southern part. Are you getting into? But regarding this here, the height decreases from north to south. Here the height of the Eastern Ghats greater in the northern, but here it is what? Lesser. That is why the highest peak, Mahendragiri, the highest peak, Mahendragiri, lies in the north. So this is very important, interesting one, differentiate between the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. And very, very important that Western Ghats noted for orographic or oceanographic rainfall. Due to the coastal area climatic condition, this area is well hit by rainfall. Here comparatively lesser. And very interesting that Western Ghats are called by the names in different names, local names. For example, there is Sahayadri, Nilgiris, Cardamom Hills. So Sahayadri, Nilgiri and Cardamom Hills. Here it is called by different names, Pachamalai, Nallamalai, Shavadri, Javadri. So different names given by the people, local names. Anyhow, totally we are calling them as what? Eastern Ghats. This mountain range is called as Western Ghats. Okay, got the idea? Okay, see. Now let us enter into the next that is subtopic, the desert area. We know that we are also wondering why in India map one tiny spot. It is painted in yellow color. That is a Thar desert. Even though India is surrounded three sides by water, and another side we are having very good champion, the great Himalayas. In spite of all these factors, but one tiny spot, it remained as a desert. Anyhow, India's Thar desert, it lies to the western part of Rajasthan, and in the Thar desert we know that the soil is sandy, saline and porous, and there the rivers possibilities are very lesser because of the less amount of rainfall. Why? Because with the help of the southwest monsoon wind as well as the Bay of Bengal branch or Arabian Sea branch, no chance for Rajasthan to get the rainfall because the Aravalli range lies parallel to the wind direction. That is why no rainfall. That is the westernmost part of Rajasthan, that is Jaisalmer, Bikaner, all these places are getting lesser than 20 centimeter annual rainfall. Okay, but here the one river is there, River Luni. It is the longest river, but that area is noted for sand dunes. What do you mean by sand dunes? When the wind it blows in high velocity, it ready to carry the soil particles and dumped those particles at a place just like hill. Such a hillocks called as sand dunes. Sand is removed by wind in different size and shape. Most important shape that is called by the name barchans. What do you mean by barchans? When the soil is removed by the wind in crescent shape, meaning the wind ready to remove the soil from these areas. So that such a type of that is wind erosion is called by the name what? Making that dune called by the name barchans or crescent shaped one. And but in Indo-Pakistan area we are having what? A longitudinal desert sand dunes. So barchans are noted. So this we know that which animal is very famous there. Anyone of you tell me? Which animal is called as the ship of the desert? Yes, camel. Camel is very popular. Okay. Now when you are coming to the next important part, that is western and eastern coastal plain. The western coastal plain, it is sandwiched between Western Ghats, Arabian Sea. The area which is sandwiched between Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea, this area is called as western coastal plain. Eastern coastal plain, that is sandwiched between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. So this area is called as plain area or coastal area. When we are talking about the coastal area, it's very interesting that western coastal plain divided into three segments. From Bombay to Goa, we are calling by the name Konkan coast. And from there up to Karnataka, we are calling the plain area as what? Kannad plain. And bottom, southernmost tip, we are calling by the name Malabar coast. So how many? Three. What are they? Bombay to Goa, Konkan, and then Karnataka area, Kannad, and then Malabar, Kerala area called by the name Malabar coast or Malabar, that is coastal plain. When we are talking about the eastern coastal plain, there are only two segments. Mahanadi up to Krishna, we are calling by one name Northern Sarkas. So Mahanadi up to Krishna, Northern Sarkas, southernmost part is called by the name Coromandel coast. Coromandel coast, southernmost part of the Eastern Ghats. So actually in the Western Ghat we know that noted for estuaries. Eastern Ghats are noted for, that is deltas. Eastern part, because many rivers they are jumping into the river Bay of Bengal, so we are here having deltas. Here we are having estuary. What is the difference? Deltas, deposition of the soil by the rivers at the mouth of their area or before they jumping into the sea. But estuary means instead of depositing the soil, the river is ready to scoop the soil and jumping into the sea. Thereby they are making funnel shaped valleys. Such a valley is called as estuaries. Deltas, deposition work, but in estuary, eroded work is going on. By who? By the rivers. But in the eastern coastal plain, we showed one interesting lake, that is saltwater lake. That is Chilika. It is the world's largest saltwater lake that we are having in Orissa. That saltwater lake lies in the eastern coastal plain. Western coastal plain noted for lagoons. Western coastal plains noted for lagoons, but eastern coastal plains are noted for what? Salt lakes. Okay. Now, I would like to wind up the lesson with the help of our two important island groups. We know that one island group, very small, that is only 32 square kilometer, lies in where? In the Bay of, that is Arabian Sea, called by the name Lakshadweep. Actually, the original name, earlier this island group called by the name Amindive, and then what? Minicoy, Lakadive or Lakadiv. In the year 1973 only, these islands named as what? Lakshadweep. Capital Kavaratti, and these island groups made out of coral reefs. You know that coral it is nothing but the calcium carbonate segregated by the coral polyps, say microorganisms accumulated and turned into what? That is hardened and turned into reef. So different types of reefs are there. The Lakshadweep mainly made up of atolls. Atolls means ring shape or shoe shaped, that is coral reefs, called by the name atolls. Okay, and then Kavaratti, and very important that Piti. You might have heard about this island, Piti, P-I-T-T-I, Piti Island, uninhabited. No human being are there, but that is noted for famous bird sanctuary. Bird sanctuary located at Piti Island. Now let us come to our own island. Now all you people are feeling so happy, no? So we are going to discuss about our own island. So we are having that great pride to say that ours is Mini Bharat, because all region people are living here. We know that this group of islands are lying at where? In the Bay of Bengal, on continuous chain running from north to south. So that continuous chain far away from the coast area, near about 1200 nautical miles away from the mainland. So that running from north to south, and 3 districts are there, we know that. And then Port Blair is the capital, and it is noted for what? All natural wealth. It is what? The heaven on the earth, better I could say, or paradise on the earth. And very, very interesting that this island group is noted for what? Very, very important, strategically important, because on the point of view of Navy and Army, so this island is strategically very, very important. So all people's eyes are always cast over this island group. And very interesting that another side, this area enjoying equatorial type of climate, because it is situated nearer to the equator. So we are having equatorial type of climate. So anyhow, in order to wind up the lesson, now we are raising one question in our mind that, madam, all these landforms are there. Are they complement to one another? Yes, undoubtedly they are complement to one another, because northern plains noted for forest wealth, and then what? Habitat for flora and fauna including human being. Northern plains, granaries of India. Southern Deccan Plateau noted for what? Minerals. Port and island groups noted for fisheries and business activities. So one landform is ready to complement to another. From this, what we are going to learn is, we human being, we are having 6 senses. When nature is ready to complement one another, why can't we people also ready to help one another in time of need and crisis? And we are ready to develop that attitude that all we people are human being, and in our utmost sense we have to behave like that, and we have to treat others also human being. And today we are in the midst of what? Coronavirus panic. Don't get to panic, and we stay at home and stay safe and keep on learning. This is a great mantra you have to keep in your mind always. Keep on learning, and you could get into, try to read more books, try to read more stories, and try to write so many items what you people are getting everyday diary. Why can't you start that practice? All this, through all this you can utilize your time properly is the utmost beneficial way, I hope. And then if you possible, try to write down the answer from the NCERT textbook, and then note down the question and write answer to all those questions. There you are having multiple choice questions, and then short answers and big answers also. Try to write answer to all those questions. Thank you.